Hey, what's up, y'all? Bigwooly here, and welcome back to my Minecraft 1.18 Let's Play. So in today's episode, we're gonna work on getting a little more organized in our world so that we can start taking on some of the bigger projects that we want to take on. I'm gonna build a project board, I think, back at my base, but I figured I would start this episode here and show you guys the hard work I put in between episodes. As you can see, the zombie XP farm is a little different than the last y'all saw it, so I did a little bit of decorating and just tidied it up, and I actually redid the whole mob funneling system on the inside of the farm there, because they weren't flowing through well. So we took care of that, but without further ado, let's head back over to our base and get started. Hope you enjoy. All right, y'all, so here we are back at home sweet home. So as you may have noticed, I cut a little hole through the mountain to make getting over to the zombie XP farm better. That's also going to be the future home of our panda habitat. I really wanted to get going on that today because I know for sure we have at least 2 pandas over here in our bamboo forest. I've seen both of those while I was running back and forth working on all of this in between episodes, but you know, quite frankly, I'm just not prepared for starting on big projects. So today, what we're going to do is we're going to work on getting there. So it's going to be an episode of a lot of like tidying up, and we're going to get a project board going where we're going to put a bunch of the things that we would like to get done in this world on a project board so that we know where we go. And that'll be something that evolves through it. If there's things you want to see added to the project board or priorities bumped up, let me know. The panda habitat is going to be our next big build because I asked in the pinned comment on the last episode and I got a response. And the response I got was that the next thing y'all wanted to see was me build a panda habitat. So look for that coming up in episode 8. But today we're going to get this project board laid out, and we are going to probably build some kind of storage area. And I'm not exactly sure where we're going to put that yet, but we'll figure it out. All right, project board. What should we use for a build palette? Sound like a pillager. Let's see. Oh, some bricks. I like the bricks. Okay, if we're going bricks, let's put a block palette out here for this. All right, so brick. And does acacia go with brick? Let's see. How does an acacia look next to a brick? It's close. No, I don't like it. Okay. What about acacia fences? Another brick? No. Oh, what about just some plain old oak? Oak's always a classic. Let's see. Yeah, could do that. That'll work. All right, so we're gonna need a couple more oak trees. So let's go harvest a couple oak trees. I don't want to cut any of the big ones because I kind of like those. Where can we get some oak? Is that oak over there? Or is that more jungle? Nope, these are oak. Cool. Let's go cut some oaks. Nope, those are jungle. Jungle? We're surrounded by jungle. I'm gonna just have to cut down a big oak tree. Oh, there's oak over this way. Okay, I forgot about that. Oh, this is something I wanted to mention. Hey, so we had all stuff together up here on the hill. And in some of the content creators I was watching, I learned that copper ages faster if you spread it out. I want to say it's 4 blocks that it should have in between each one. I just kind of tried to do it at random as best I could. And as you'll notice, instead of just having a big old pile of all the unaged copper, the copper is actually starting to age. So the goal is going to be to get all of our copper aged to the max like this, because then if we want it, one of the other steps in the aging, you can just right-click it with an axe to get it where you want. And then we don't have bees yet, but we will work on that. And once you have bees, you can wax it, and it will stay at whatever degree of the aging process it is when you wax the copper. So got all this spread out and started aging. And let's get some oak trees. Are you oak? Nope, you're jungle. oaks over here. We don't need too much. Our project board doesn't need to be that huge, but if we're going to come over here and gather some wood, we should gather, you know, more than just a couple of pieces of it. Okay, while we're here, just so we have the block choices, let's grab some of this birch real quick. Keep our eyes peeled just in case we spy any bees flying around. That would be super cool to find. I want to make sure we get some of these saplings too, because there is another mechanic for getting bees in your world that we can try out and see if we can get lucky enough to get any. So we can go back and plant some of these trees. Actually, we could just plant them here since this is just right across the water from our base. So why don't we do that? So with birch or oak trees, for sure. I think it may work with other varieties of trees, but I'm not 100% certain. If you plant a sapling next to a flower, it increases the chance that when this tree grows, it will spawn a beehive. So we're going to do one birch and we're going to do one oak over here, and then we will just periodically in between episodes or maybe even on camera, we'll come over here and see if these have grown, and if they have, we'll see if we ended up with bees, and if not, we'll harvest them and keep replanting in hopes that we will get a beehive with some bees so that we can start to get wax for candles and locking in, you know, waxing our copper so that we can keep it the color we want when we start on some of our more advanced builds. Alrighty, so now we need a place for our project board. So our project board is going to be, like I said, it's going to be something that you guys are going to get used to seeing throughout the series. It's going to be something that we mark things off of and we add things to as we progress through building up this world. So with the house up there, and my intention to build, you know, down into this little hillside area of the lagoon that we have, I think I would like the project board. You know, we kind of have to run past this area to get over there, and this goes down to one of our mine shafts. So let's go, why don't we put it like right over in here? So let's see, how wide do we want this thing to be? All right, how does that give me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So in Minecraft, we want to do things in odd numbers because then there's a center. So we're going to go 9. All right, so for the edge, let's do some brick up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then give it a little depth. Let's pop some oak logs here. Get ourselves some planks. And if we're going 9, then this should be another row of logs. And then we'll bring the bricks back here again. And then let's do the bricks on here. Let's carry the logs across, but let's do this here to get some of these that have no ends. And then we're going to go like that. Yep, that's what we're looking for. Across. And we need to mirror the other side. So I don't know if you guys are seeing that, but that's something that we can go over here because I've been trying to cover some tips and tricks in the game for all of you newer Minecraft players that may be catching in on the series that don't know. So I don't know if you guys have seen me block picking as I'm building here, but so what block picking is if you have a block in your inventory and you point your cursor at it, here, we're going to put some of this, we're going to put like all these pieces back here in the back of our inventory. All right, so I don't have them anywhere in my hotbar, but let's say I wanted to place down some more of these oak logs, right? So if I point my cursor at it, you'll notice the box is around it with the square there and it's highlighted. If I click my middle wheel, my wheel on my mouse, if I click, push in on the mouse, not scroll, but just click it, it's going to pick that block out of my back inventory and bring it to my hotbar. And that will work for anything that you have in your inventory. So if you're building along and you have multiple stacks of something in your inventory and you need that second stack of an item, you can just point at one of the blocks that you just placed, the one that you literally just ran out of, and it will pull those out of your back inventory and put them on your hotbar, and then you can just keep building along. This is very, very useful when you're building big builds where you're going to go through multiple stacks of an item, and you don't want to have to continue to be like, oh, here, let me go look in here. Oh, where did I put those logs, right? Well, you don't have to do that anymore. You can just wheel click with your cursor aimed at whatever block you want, and that allows you quick access to change between the blocks that you have in your inventory. And even so, like I have dirt. So now you'll notice it took the logs that I had in that spot away because I don't have an empty spot on my hotbar. But if you have an empty spot on your hotbar, what it'll do is it will put it on the empty spot. But now that I don't have an empty spot, if I were to click on those logs I made, it's going to go to those instead of these. Just thought I'd share that with you guys. All right, so we have the basic frame outlined for our project board here, and I'm kind of liking it, although I'm not sure about the depth that I'm trying to go for with this. So I don't know. What do you guys think? I don't love it. I don't love it at all. Let's see. What if we push this back and we just have the bricks right here, and then we bring the bricks up and over maybe? We'll break our way down on this one. Go ahead and bring some blocks down as we go. Yeah, that might work. What if we should sleep so that we don't have to deal with fighting a bunch of mobs. All right. I like that a little better than the other way, but it's just too flat. Let's push the oak back a bit, maybe. And just have this one block be recessed back. Oh, lost a plank. I don't really care, though. All right, so we're going to put that in there. All right, and then let's try this. All right, I think I like that much better. Probably pop in some like upside down stairs for some detail. I think we're going to come across the bottom, put in some of this brick here. I'm definitely liking that a whole lot better. Now, what color signs should we use? Yeah, I know. This is like my 400th crafting table in this series. I am not the most efficient. So let's make some birch signs and see how they look. And let's make some oak signs as well. Get a feel for those. Okay, it's not horrible. Those don't pop at all, so oak is out of the question. I think the acacia is going to be, it's going to be too orange. So yeah, I think these birch signs are going to be our winner. So let's get one up top here, and we'll go with project board. Oh, I've been playing modded, and you can right-click the signs to edit them instead of having to do it. So we're gonna bring the text down a line. Okay. So top left. Let's go right here, and we're gonna go with panda habitat. Habitat. There we go. Learn to spell, Wooly. And then we also need to build axolotl, which I need to go look how to spell that, because you know axolotl is a complicated little word there. Let's see. Where I think I put that in the pinned comment, so maybe I can just go cheat and read it from there. Yep, I sure did. All right. AXOLOTL. And this one's pretty important for me. A proper house. Yes, we need one of those. Storage room. Auto sorter? Question mark? Okay. And then dragon. We definitely want to put the dragon on here because we would like to kill the dragon. So kill dragon. Find nether fortress. Find stronghold. Let's see, what all do we have? Proper house, storage room, kill dragon, find the nether fortress, find a stronghold. What else? What else? Proper house, axolotls, panda habitats, axolotl habitats. All right, we're gonna put one on here. Woodland mansion. I would really like to find one of those and defeat it. All right. Well, I think that about does it for all that I can think about for projects. So we're going to go ahead and just throw our extra signs on here so that I don't have them in my inventory. We can break those down, put them on the board later. Let's go ahead and make some torches, and then we can do some proper decorating of this. So let's go grab some iron. We're going to make some lanterns, unless I already have some in here. And do I have any lanterns? I do not. Okay, so iron. Do I have any iron? I have 2 iron. Really? Really? I have 2. Really? 2 whopping iron. Beat some iron in here? No. Iron in there? No. Iron in there. Well, okay. This is awkward. How do I have no iron? Well, conveniently enough, 2 ingots will give me more than enough to make the lanterns we need for our project board. So we'll just make those and we'll worry about our iron problems another day. Did I not mine all of that? I did mine all of that. Where did I put all the iron? Problem for another day. Okay. So some of you may have noticed that all of my gear, and I do mean all of it is enchanted now. Every bit. Now, some of it is not final, but it's definitely getting there. I spent a good bit of time working on decorating the zombie XP farm, and while I was there, I was constantly getting levels, and I then went to the village and started working on getting our gear enchanted, because if we're going to get the dragon down so that we can get an elytra and all of those fun in-game things in our world, then these are things that just have to happen. So we have gotten quite a good bit of progress on here. I'd like to get everything up to protection 4. So we're going to need, to get a protection 4 trade from a villager, because as you can see, these have feather falling 4, depth strider 3, unbreaking 3, and protection 3. I'm not going to re-roll those trying to get protection 4 because that is a really good set of boots, especially for folks like me that just like to jump off of everything. So let's see, for the thing here. Oh god, I didn't mean to shift click that. Oops. Let's make us a couple of stairs. It's amazing how quick your inventory just fills with junk. Now, if I put these... Ooh, I like that. Okay. And if I put this... Yeah, put these... Now let's go higher. Let's go one up. Yes, 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 yes. Like that. Okay. So... Oh, no! Nobody saw it. Nope, didn't happen. Definitely didn't happen. Then we can hang our lanterns. Just like that. I like it. All right, so now we have a proper project board to help us get organized and keep things flowing here in our world. Check. Done. Now, let me go clear my inventory a little, and we're going to pop over to the village because there's been some things done at the village off camera, and I think, I left one off the board. Yep. One we needed to talk about that as I'm talking about going over to the village, I just remembered. You are going to say villager breed. Oh, and I just thought of another one, and you are going to be automatic and melon. Okay, so villager breeder. So we're running low on villagers because, you know, they will only breed up at a certain rate on their own if they're running around free range, all free range and not contained. So in between episodes, I worked on getting the villagers kind of locked down. I'm going to go over there now and we'll show you that. I will see you in the village once I deal with this inventory. So I'll catch you over there. All right, so welcome back to the village, y'all. In between episodes, I did some of the things that we had discussed in the previous one because we were having problems with the villagers robbing us of our crops before we could harvest them because the farmers had all their job blocks out here and they were harvesting especially our potatoes, which was preventing us from, you know, making emeralds. So as you may notice, there are a few less villagers roaming around. And there's this new structure. So this is a structure that I built in between episodes. This is going to be the structure that houses our farmers. So as you can see, I got, what is it, 6 of them? Or 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 in here. And these guys buy carrots and potatoes. This one, I have not locked his trades yet. This one buys potatoes and beetroot. We will hopefully at some point get some beetroot going, although it's not the most efficient trade. I just like to have it just in case. And then this one here, as you can see, is max level. He buys our wheat and will buy our pumpkins, our melons, sell us cake, golden carrots, all the good stuff. And this one here is another carrot trade. So that will allow us to use our now expanded carrot farm, which we got carrots finally from our zombie XP farm. If you're having trouble finding carrots in your world, killing zombies might just be the way to get the carrots you need because that is part of their loot table. They can drop carrots. So conveniently, our zombie XP farm gave us our first few. And then while I was working on building up this structure here and some other things around the village, I got our carrots all spread, and I got the potatoes pretty much they're getting there. I actually had it full, and then I did a bunch of trading for emeralds, and I forgot to replant before I sold. So yeah, but we'll get there. We'll get it filled back up again. Then I also started work on our librarians. So I have only got a few, and the building is just kind of basic for now, just getting started, but we have some villager stalls here, and as you'll notice, they're kind of locked in there, and that's to keep them from wandering around the village and getting into our crops and getting eaten by zombies and other mobs. So it's to keep them safe and keep them convenient for our trading needs. Now let's see, this one here, we just got it locked in and bought infinity off of it. So I have an infinity book back at the base to put on our bow that we got off the enchanting table with power 4, flame, and unbreaking. Pretty decent start for a good bow. And then we have our first one, which you guys saw before, mending. So we have a mending trade there. Then we have feather falling, as you guys saw already on our boots. Much needed for me. I'm notorious for falling off cliffs. And then we have this guy here who I have not locked in trades on yet. And that's why this little terracotta wall is in between them, because if I don't have that, then when I try to get a different trade by breaking the lectern, putting the lectern back down, other villagers will try to take the job, and then this guy won't take it. So we keep them all blinded. And then we just sit here and we do this until we get the trade we want. So I won't bore you guys with watching me cycle lecterns, but if it's something you would like to see, let me know in the comments below, and maybe I can do a replay mod or time lapse as I work through and start getting some of the other enchants that we are going to want in our world. As I said before, we definitely need a protection 4 trade, but I doubt we'll be lucky enough while I'm sitting here explaining this to you guys to actually get one. So we'll cycle this 1 or 2 more times. and then we will move on with the rest of today's episode. What did you have? Oh, nothing. Literally nothing. So the other thing that I added to the board at the end, because as I was working on these librarians, I quickly realized that I was running out of villagers. And I was like, well, before I use all of the villagers for librarian trades, I probably ought to get a couple of them and make them safe so that I can get a villager breeder going. And here, I thought, no, they're not in here. Where did I put them? They're up here. No, where are they? Well, this is awkward. I thought I had saved 2 villagers in boats and brought them in here. So this area I'm clearing out to build our villager breeder. I will probably do that in one of the next episodes, but we are definitely going to follow through, and we will get that panda habitat up for episode 8. That's gonna be my next build, and I definitely want to build something fun versus working on all the functional stuff, because if you just work on all the functional stuff, it gets a little boring. So, oh, I think I put them in here. Are there 2 villagers in here? Yes. Okay, I trapped them in here with the beds. So those are our 2 villagers to start our villager breeder. We will set them up in here. I will go over all of that in the episode when we build it. I have a design that I really like from a guy named Logical Geek Boy. So when we get to that build, I will link and make sure we give all the due credit to the person that designed the farm that I really have built far too many times now. And I enjoy it. It works good. It's simple to build. And it's a good thing. It makes it easier to manage your villagers and make sure you have enough for all your trades. So as you guys can see, we're starting a little bit of a theme here. I really love the Savannah Village block palette with the yellow terracotta, the orange terracotta, the acacia logs and stuff. I really like this build palette, so I'm going to just sort of transform this village using its original block palette, but in my own little Bigwooly style. So this one here, I'm not quite so sure I like the roof line on it. I think I'm going to work on modifying that a little, terrace it into the hillside a little more here. But I do like the rest of this build. So without too much further, I think that's gonna bring us to the end of today's episode. It was more of just catching you guys up on some of the things that we did in between and working on getting that project board together so that we all know where we're going in this series. So in the next episode, we are going to build that panda habitat over there. I have some great ideas. I'm very excited about them. I just have to work out the details of the build, and then we will get that put together on the next episode. So let's sleep so we don't get eaten by mobs while we're talking to the camera. I'd like to thank you guys for watching today, and I hope that you enjoyed this episode. It's a little different than our other ones. We didn't do a whole lot of building and stuff together on the episode today. It was more of just getting you caught up on where we're going in the series and what our next plans are. If you have any other ideas for our project board, please put those in the comments down below, because I would like to make the things that you guys would like to see in this series. And I look forward to catching you in the next episode.